Hey there everybody, welcome back to the Plat. Purplatypus is the name, and really quick before we jump into the video, just want to say thank you to each and every one of my patrons. If you're interested in getting ripped off, if you're interested in becoming one of my patrons, please visit patreon.com/Purplatypus for more information. Anyway, let's jump into the video. Hey there everybody, welcome back to the Plat. Purplatypus is the name. Welcome to the first of somewhere between 5 and 10 videos for this event. We are going to be doing the fights here. I am going to do a video for each of the very hard ones, as this is what you need to clear in order to fully max out the new S rank unit that we got, Carver, which I just did a unit review on if you want to watch that. And I do recommend maxing them, right? Free S unit, pretty, you know, pog champ, if as the kids say. And then if I'm able to, I'll also do ones for the EX, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to clear it yet, because very hard, I think, was right in a perfect sweet spot of difficulty. I was like, I'm so happy they toned down the difficulty, because I'm like, it's not like really hard. You need to have a like it's not that hard, just a couple attempts, but you need to have like a strong account. You can't just like go against weaknesses. You need to use the basic levels of strategy, but you don't need to cheese any of the fights to win them, right? And so I was excited for that. But then I found out there was EX mode, which is probably going to be Cheese City, or a super hyper specific strat. But either way, we're going to go through very hard first. We are going to start with Gracos, and we're probably just going to go, I don't know, quote unquote, in order, whatever that order is, I suppose. And this is the team that I used. Now, let's go ahead and go into the stats. You can see these aren't going to be too hard here. But I do have some pretty strong units, right? And this isn't a min-max guide. This isn't necessarily a free-to-play guide. But obviously, I think Baramos here you could probably pretty easily replace. Barbados, you could probably not as easily replace, but the point is, like, none of these units are killer, right? Like an S6 Archdemon isn't that insane. An S4 Baramos is definitely not insane. And we're not using any equipment. I'm not. But that's kind of the thing, right? Once you use a unit, you can't use them again. So I kind of usually try to mix in 1 or 2 good units and then a couple less good units. This one's actually a little probably more stacked than it needs to be, honestly. This fight was pretty easy for me. Now I'm saying that now. I did beat it twice. But this doesn't feel like one that you need to necessarily go step by step. We'll just kind of go through and, you know, we'll just show you how I did it. Overall, this fight's not too precise. You shouldn't have too much difficulty doing it. The Squidzilla kind of is a little squishy in this fight, honestly, but I think it works out just fine. As long as he gets in there and gets like a hit, maybe 2 hits, he should be fine. I'm gonna move up right here, see what he does. I don't actually remember this fight that well. I did it a couple times, but it's been a little bit since I've done it. Oh, so he doesn't even move if I don't move into range, because last time I did it I moved over and he did get into range. But here we go. That guy's gonna stay back there, just party. We're gonna keep moving forward. Torpedo tackle, not this turn. Hold it. And you're gonna come all the way up here. You know what? You're gonna brim yourself with magic. Why not? You're ready. That means he's gonna have huge damage next turn, right? Because he gets the 1.5 times, plus he gets the additional modifier. Buff ain't nothing. I mean, buff is kind of strong, to be honest, but it's not like crazy strong. And fucking this guy. I mean, Baramos I would really like if I had way more awakens on him than I do, but I don't. So we're just gonna smack him. Royal Reptile, start doing your thing. You're there just kind of to distract people. Hopefully that doesn't stun. I don't know if it can or can't. Doesn't seem like it. Seems to be just like a weak attack. Could crack. So yeah, it looks like Squidzilla's just gonna die here. Oh, Squidzilla did live. Thank you, Squidzilla. I appreciate that. So actually Kaboom here is not that bad, because Squidzilla could torpedo tackle and probably just get 2 kills here. Especially with that attack up, right? Yeah, there we go. Go and smack them, please. Thank you, Squidzilla. Keep in mind, he has no equipment. Like, you could easily put, like, some slightly better equipment on it. It'll probably be fine. All right, here we go. Look at that Hellburst. How much damage do you think this does? I'm actually interested. We'll keep you right in the middle. 1238. Pretty fucking good. Goodbye, Squidzilla. I had fun. Buff. I mean, buff is, you know, it is kind of good. Honestly, you could use probably almost anything over our boy here, and it'll probably be better. But it's going to be fine. Ooh, I actually, you know, I meant to attack this guy because this guy does have a bunch of defense and he may not die, which he didn't, but I think it's still fine. But I definitely meant to attack that guy in the middle there. Like, why wouldn't I? No, Baramos. Wow, that actually killed him. Surprising. Look at Archdemon, man. He's always like, yeah, get over here. I'll get him. He's never in range. It's so embarrassing. Yeah, look, this is actually, even though he's very weak, this is still, it's like way weaker than this attack, which is kind of surprising. I mean, it is a target one thing versus target a million things, right? So yeah, as you can see here, we're gonna have no trouble doing it. Definitely a lot of mis-optimizations over the course of the fight, but it all works out in the end. This one is probably the easiest one out of the bunch. Can you kaboom? Man, you really need something slightly stronger. Someone give me his talent bloom. I think his talent bloom was just announced in Japan or something like that. But anyway, yeah, that's the fight. It's not that hard of a fight. I did get it in 5 turns. You could obviously lower the weight. Baramos doesn't need to be there. And I'm not really here to farm these yet. I'm just kind of going. I already cleared very hard, but I want to go through and do it how I did it on very hard to show you guys how I got through it. And then maybe we'll come back and we'll min-max it a bit more when we could do like equipment. But the first and most important thing is how to get through it to the end, and then you worry about getting all the decorations. And that's going to be it. Next time, which is probably going to be tomorrow, I'm going to try to release one of these a day for the next, you know, week, 5 days, obviously, for these 5 fights, but then or 6 fights, 1 2 3 4 5 6. But then maybe over the course of the next week for the EX fights, if I can manage to actually stream and beat it. I'm not sure how hard it's going to be. I am going to dedicate some time to it, but I don't have a ton of time for these super hard fights. So I'm definitely going to be looking to you guys for a little bit of advice on those as well, probably. But tune in tomorrow for Duran, Dhuran. He was definitely the hardest out of these 6 fights, in my opinion. But I did do it on my 3rd attempt, I think. It was the only one that I think took 3 attempts. Anyway, much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I will see you next time.